Okay. How is it going, everyone? How was this morning? Anybody want to share with us? What was it like?
This morning, my tummy is paining me. I'm hungry.
I wanted to faint. I nearly fainted.
I'm telling you, I can't sleep, Steph.
All my eyes are.
But you did not faint, right?
I'm having headache.
Almost faint. Not faint.
Okay.
Hi everyone. It's Elizabeth. Actually found it okay.
Right.
You know, I was full for the most of the morning for some reason. I don't know. But hey.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
And for me, most times I skip breakfast, so I think I'm okay.
Okay, for now you're still fine. Your body's kind of used to it.
Yes.
Same here. I'm not really a breakfast person.
Right.
So
that's what helped me as well.
I'm also not a breakfast person. But the danger is that we need to kind of put the body on reset. So not having breakfast may not be the way to go, but moderating what we take for breakfast. Somebody also contacted me, like I guess I had two people who contacted me that they were going to be on a fast. And I was like, that's pretty easy. Being on a fast right now, okay, fine. I'm getting messages from people who are unable to join. The link is not opening. Well, I come. All right, let me run. All right, so if you're gonna be on a fast, I just feel like the only meal you're not gonna be having is your breakfast, really. So if you plan it properly, you would be able to manage your body in a way that it should not reflect. These days, I tend to warn people against any fast, no matter how short it is, that will not enable you to take water, because at this particular age right now, your body cannot tolerate dehydration.
Yeah.
Dehydration is at the bottom line of several disease conditions. And so I advise people, even if you are going on a fast, make sure you have your water bottle with you and you're at least sipping something into your system. Do not get hydrated. So the same advice what I would give to people who feel like they are not breakfast people. Do not go to 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock without you putting something in your body, without properly hydrating your system. So that you do with water. So if you drink water consistently, again, like I said, I've advised that you don't gulp water like you just carry a bottle of water and then you gulp everything all at once. That is not the best way to handle water or to drink or to get our body hydrated. What you do is to take a sip. So you could finish this like the ginger garlic. I said I'm going to give it a name. I'm yet to find a good name for it. The ginger, garlic, turmeric, mixture. You could actually have that and put the ACV in for those who can tolerate ACV. I understand there are people who have concerns with ulcer. If you are ulcerative, you may not be able to apply ACV with that. So it's advised that, first of all, that you do not use ACV. You just take that alone. And it has enough calories to sustain you till like noon. There are a lot of things that I've added to the meal plan. The meal plan is very gentle and it's very generous. So enjoy it for now. Next week might be a bit. Next week meal plan might be a bit more, a bit aggressive. Okay. Somebody says they can't open on Safari. Safari is what I'm using. I don't know. Okay.
What is
So,
garlic and ginger?
so if you have ulcer, don't do the ACV, the apple cider vinegar. You just do it with that. You'll be fine with taking that turmeric, ginger, garlic. If you have cinnamon, you can please add cinnamon to it, and then lemon. You add lemon to it as well. And some other people have some other things that they put in it. Add whatever you want, like Mrs. Apia, she has the back of pineapple peel as her own sweetener. If you do that as a sweetener, you wouldn't be.
What do you want to take from again? I thought you were going to give me the key.
Please, we can't hear you. There's a noise at the background.
Yeah,
Everybody.
yeah, maybe you should.
Can you mute your phone if you want to talk? If you can do a general mute, please.
Yeah, you can kind of mute, except what you want to say has to do with the house, right? So
did I hear you say pineapple? Can we have pineapple?
Yeah. Now again, that's a caveat. I'm going to be talking about pineapple and some other sweet fruits today. Yeah. So again, please, if anyone has anything you have to pass across to the house, you can actually type a message. There's a place there you can actually send a message to everybody and we will grab it. So I'm hearing someone say, give it, okay, someone is saying we should give it herbal combo or 3 combo. All right, we'll try. Okay, so let me say that pineapple is not advisable for people who have diabetes. So we want to be careful. It has taken me quite a lot of work and efforts to come up with a meal plan, because after submitting all the information from all the people on this program, I identified over 34 disease conditions in various people spread across, and then broad spectrum, in the sense that there are certain things that are okay and not injurious to people who have some type of conditions, but could aggravate the conditions of some other people. And so what we're trying to do is to have a meal plan that can work with everybody, not minding their, regardless of their condition. So anybody can use a plan or can have it. And I need to also say this, that please do not share this plan with anyone. I will always say that. It's not because I have anything I'm hiding, we don't want to be generous, we don't want people to have it. No. The reason is that I'm going through, like, having these sessions with every one of us is a lot of work. Is because I count it as kind of irresponsible for me to just throw you a plan and launch you into a plan without being responsible for you. So at any time, if anything happens, if you feel anything, I will always be there to contact, and then I will know what to do, what to say, or how to advise. Is there anything that needs to be moderated? I can say, okay, moderate this or moderate that. So it's so important for us to get that right from the start. Please, this plan is for you and not for any other person. Use it only for yourself. I have planned it carefully based on the conditions that were submitted on the form you completed. And I remember saying on that form that please do not withhold any information from us, because we will need every information. I was speaking with someone this morning and she was telling me, that the calories might not be enough per day to carry people through the day. And I said, it's going to be fine. There won't be any problem. But somewhere along the line, there's going to be a healing crisis. The healing crisis, I'm not expecting it to come up in the first week. Not if it's going to come up at all, to be late in the second week or early in the third week. And then I will explain to you what the healing crisis is, and so that's why this session, understanding your body, right? So that when you start feeling some of the crises, you will know what is going on, then you will know what to do appropriately. Because the healing crisis is just your body detoxifying, removing toxins, and then adjusting back to normal settings, trying to go back to default settings. So certain things are going to kick back or react. So what you can do at such a point, assist what is going on in your body by taking enough water. So you drink enough of water at that point, you kind of, help your body to flush out the toxins that are in there. and then your body will be fine. And so people who have diabetes, like I said, do not go on with pineapple option. If you do not have diabetes, the pineapple option is very clear. It's good. You can go ahead with it, and then you'll be fine. It won't give you any issues at all. I want to see the... Okay, I'm going to also explain real quick the plan. But before I do that, I'm sorry, I was meant to share with you screens today, but I'm used to StreamYard. It's my first experience hosting a Zoom meeting. I joined Zoom meetings. I've never hosted any before. So quite a number of things here are still new to me, and I've not had time to go study what is going on here, but I will study these. So subsequent ones, I'll be able to share my screen and share slides with you, and so you can see some stuff. I will also, tomorrow, the video should be posted tomorrow that will explain this process in details, right? I've often said this in some of my shows and videos that in 24 hours, your body goes through a 3-phased cycle, and each cycle is composed of 8 hours. Each cycle consists 8 hours, and in this 3-phase cycle of 8 hours each, 3 functions are peak. So it's advisable that you understand these functions because they're going to guide how you feed during the day. At the 3rd week or the 4th week thereabout, when we see how the progress we are making, you are the ones that will be making your meal plan. I will only be vetting the meal plans, checking it with your conditions, and then certifying it that it's good to go. The essence of this is not to make you dependent on anybody. At the end of this program, you will not need to register for any weight loss program again in your life because you should be a weight loss expert yourself. Right. So by virtue of the things you're going to be taught and the things that you are going to experience yourself. So the very first process, the very first phase starts by 4 a.m. and runs to 12 noon. The first phase starts by 4 a.m. and it runs through 12 noon. And that phase is called detoxification. Detoxification. The second phase starts from 12 noon and runs through 8 p.m. From 12 noon runs through 8 p.m. And that phase is called assimilation. Assimilation. And the third phase starts from 8 p.m. and runs through 4 a.m. From 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. and that phase is called rejuvenation. So I'm going to now explain what each of these phases are, what goes on in your body, and what you are expected to do. The first phase that starts by 4 a.m. and runs through to 12 noon. Again, please, you can mute your mic. Please, you can mute the mic. Put your mic on mute. Someone's mic is echoing. It's echoing will be bad. All right, someone says I can switch off the mic from my end. I don't want to go and press something that will turn everybody out of. So please, for today, turn off the mic from your end.
Please, the noise is too much.
Subsequently, I will learn how to keep it up. Right. Okay. So if you from 4 a.m. to 12 noon, your body goes through detoxification. So what your body is doing at that point is that your body is exiting from the system. Right. The body is exiting from the system toxic materials, which are results of waste products that had accumulated the last 24-hour cycle. All the products, the waste products of metabolism, metabolic activities that the body had carried out, they are all morphed out during this phase. Normally, for people who have their system working effectively, for people who have their systems working effectively, who is Oluwaseun, iPhone, you please, okay, sorry, I've said it, I can move on. Okay, so I think I muted everybody. All right, so oh, okay, 1 second. One second, please. Thank you. All right, so the body is moving and exiting from its system the toxic materials, waste products that have been accumulated over the 24-hour cycle. The cell is the basic unit we want to focus on. And so for each of the cells in your body, a whole lot is going on. Everything you can think of that the human body does, every cell of your body does those things. They do them, they excrete waste products, they metabolize, they produce food, they produce energy, which is done in the mitochondria, which I explained last Saturday during the show. On Saturday, you can please go back on YouTube and watch that show. Again, if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to it. The YouTube channel is Nutraceutical Health Solutions. So there are a lot of information you also find there. So the mitochondria is the energy, the power-giving block of every cell. For so many people, the mitochondria itself is overloaded. The area surrounding it is overloaded with toxic, with waste. Why? These toxins, the waste products that are meant to exit the body, do not exit the body as at when they should exit the body. And the reason that happens is that the junk of yesterday, they are still within the body. They have not found their way out, while we are loading the body again with the food for today. So there is an accumulation. And so over time, as we go on and on, the accumulation continues. And this is where diseases and several, unfavorable conditions are initiated. People have understood and we have known that there are two causes of diseases or any conditions that are not favorable. One is deficiency. Deficiency talks about the absence of nutrients or minerals that the body requires to function and carry out its basic function is the first point of deficiency, which is the first part or the first route through which disease conditions are initiated. And the second part is the toxification, right? Which is the presence in the body of toxins, waste materials, materials that are injurious to the body, that the body cannot use as food, but they are still present within the body. These two things are responsible for several, if not all, disease conditions. The moment we can work and reverse these two parts, everything in your body will be reset. Your body not being able to break down glucose and storing it up as fat will be handled. Weight issues will be handled. High blood pressure will be handled. Diabetes will be handled. And so when I speak to people and I say that there is virtually no condition that is irreversible, I speak on the length of that, on the strength of that understanding. And God has been grateful that I'm not the first person to bring in this model. I met some people doing it all over the world. It's not just something that was done in Nigeria. We've studied everywhere. We've studied among Nigerians, Caucasians, and it has worked. And it is still working, right? It will still see working everywhere. It's still working today. Everywhere is still working. That if you can address these two things, people will be fine. So the phase the body can carry out detoxification the most is that morning phase between 4 a.m. and 12 p.m., 12 noon. And so what should you do at that time are the things that your meal plan should encourage. Like I said again, I'll say it over and over. Your body, as you age, when you grow older in life, there are two functions that decreases with your age. The first function is your ability to digest food. The second function is your ability to sleep. When a new baby is born, the baby is able to sleep because right from the womb, the baby has no other job than to sleep and feed. And so when baby is even born, the baby continues that routine of sleeping. Why? They have a high level of melatonin production. And so because of that, they are able to sleep for a longer period of time. So they only wake up to eat, to poo, to cry, because crying is also an activity, part of the growth that babies go through, right? So when they do that, they are flexing their muscles, not just the muscles of their vocal cavities alone. They are also, when you see babies cry, they cry from their stomach. Everything within them is shaking as they're crying. That is part of growth for them. It's part of muscle development and formation in kids. You see, that's why when the baby is born in the hospital, we want to make sure the baby is crying. That is why we know the baby is normal. It's responding to stimuli. It's able to respond to its environment. But as they begin to grow, that even when they get to second, like in Nigeria, we always push them to school at a very tender age, like 2 years, 3 years, they're already starting school. We call those schools, let the house rest. If you know the meaning, if you know what I'm talking about, let the house be peaceful. So you push them to those schools, right? When they get to those school operators know that they must have mats and sleeping places, cushions they can sleep in, because these kids will sleep. No, you cannot keep them awake for 8 hours. Even up to they get to 6 years and 7 years of age, they will still sleep. They cannot run an entire circle of school day without sleeping, right? Why? Because they have high level of melatonin production. And so, but as they grow up, primary 4, primary 5, they go to school without sleeping and they come back home, they are still awake and alert. And then as we grow into teenage years, yeah, they can stay awake for 14, 16, 18 hours. And then we begin to get into a point in our lives that you now want to sleep. Some people, if they sleep and the sleep is interrupted, they might not be able to go back to sleep anymore. And some people grow to the point that their own sleep will not even be possible except they induce sleep. They can't sleep. So I've seen a case of somebody who stays awake 3 days without sleeping. Those people must be assistant God. It's only God who does not sleep nor slumber. No human has the capacity. So if anybody is running that way, it's dangerous, it's not healthy, it's not helpful. So the other one is the ability to digest food, because these two functions are also important in the way we lose weight or we gain weight. If you do not manage these two functions well, every exercise to lose weight or to manage weight is just it's going to be in futility, right? So the other one, which I said, is the ability to digest food. If you bring a 16-year-old boy and a 60-year-old man, they are usually my example. If you give the 16-year-old boy a bowl of pounded yam with a goosey soup, and you give a 60-year-old man the same thing, what you will discover is that in about 2 hours, the 16-year-old boy will come back and will be asking for more food. The 60-year-old man, if he should try more food, is going to land in ICU because his body cannot digest food the way that 16-year-old man will digest food. So it's the same thing for all of us. Now, while our body can no longer digest food as we used to digest food when we were much younger, it is wisdom for us to eat food that will not place too much burden on our body to digest food. That is, food that are still able to carry out their digestive functions with or without the body's digestive system being overworked. Such foods, in most cases, are raw foods. Why? Every food that is cooked, I will usually use this word to scare people, but it's the truth. Every cooked meal is dead on arrival. And when I say dead on arrival, I mean to say that there's so many phytonutrients, so many phytochemicals, so many digestive enzymes in this food have been killed because of the heat that is passed through them during cooking. Because most of these nutrients, chemicals, phytonutrients, digestive enzymes are thermosensitive. That is, under high temperature, they're going to crack and they blow out. So when you cook your food most of the time, what you have on your table is going to be bland meals. And so some people eat cooked meals 3 times of the day. Their breakfast is cooked, their lunch is cooked, their dinner is cooked. So all they are giving to their body is cooked meal. So the body will need to do an extra work to digest that food, which is one of the reasons again for people, gaining weight and they cannot control their weight gain. So I've had people who say that I only take one meal in a day. What is the content of that one meal is a question. One meal in a day for some people can be enough for 3 days for some other people. So the point is not how many meals in a day you take. The issue is how is the meal. There are 3 questions I always want you to answer when you are addressing your food. Is that how is it grown? Where? What method of growing was used? Was it grown using chemicals, organic insecticides, sprays? Was it grown using genetically modified seeds? Was it grown using some unconventional or natural methods or means? If that is what you are feeding on, number one, that food has failed in passing the process, or in passing what the requirement needed for a normal food that can be healthy to your body, right? Number 2, how is it preserved, right? After harvesting the food, in what way? How does it get to your table? From the farm to your table, what method of preservation is engaged? For example, you have food that chemicals need to be put in them for them to be stable before they land on your table. They put them in certain containers that are canned. Some of these materials that are used in putting them are highly carcinogenic. The word carcinogenic means they are cancer causing. And some of them, the things I'm saying, some of them are on WHO side. They have been classified as carcinogenic for 30, 40 years. And many countries of the world have signed to that convention. So only few countries are taking them serious. Many countries are not taking those measures seriously. So if you live in such a country where certain are not taken seriously, you should take your own health. You should take responsibility for your own health. And then the last one, the third question you should ask about your food is, how is it prepared? Before you eat and ingest it, what are the method of preparation? I use the example of yam all the time. How do you boil your yam? Do you peel it? After peeling, you wash the first time, which is the first rinse. After pouring water, you rinse it. You throw away the content of that yam because you see that the content you are throwing out is cloudy. Then underneath that content are sediments, whitish sediments. If you rinse yam 4 or 5 times, you will still keep seeing the sediments there. The sediments you are washing away, that is what is the nutrient in the yam. You are only throwing out the nutrient, and what you are boiling is just bland. Some people will not even add sugar. That is like adding salt, or what they call insult upon injury. They will add sugar, they will add a lot of salt, and then they say they are doing yam. And after boiling the yam, right, they will still throw away the remaining water, right, that is still on there, and then they serve yam like, oh, they are having a meal. And now say carbohydrate is terrible, carbohydrate is dangerous, carbohydrate is bad. What you have there are complex carbohydrates, right? Are processed carbohydrates that your body do not really need, and your body can't really process them. This is the beginning of adding excess weight. So we look at how the food is grown. We look at how the food was preserved or is preserved from farm to the market, and then from market to your table, from table to your mouth. What is the method of cooking? So those are the things that we consider. All of this I have said to explain detoxification, which is the reason we do not sign up to have food that are cooked in the morning. So we want to do raw food in the morning so that your body will not focus on digestion while it should be focusing on detoxification, right? The main primary, the primary job function of the body between 4 a.m. and 12 noon should be detoxification. When people who are okay, if your systems are working properly, and this is one test, this is one way to know if your systems are working well. If you do not go to the toilet once in 24 hours, something is wrong with your system. I have a book, I never published the book, Body Speaks. That is the title of that book, Body Speaks. And I put a subtitle there. What your body is telling you before you even go for any diagnosis, right? And one of the first thing that you should know something is wrong with your system is if you eat in 24 hours and in 24 hours you do not have any bowel movement, something is terribly wrong. That is a preparation ground, like somebody laying red carpet for disease conditions. I've met people who don't poo for 1 week. They don't use toilet for 1 week, some 3 days, some 4 days, and they consider it as normal. It is not normal, it is abnormal. When you wake up in the morning and you're healthy, you will feel the need to have bowel movement. It's not the first thing that you want to do first thing in the morning when you wake up. If you are eating very well the previous day, you want to exit everything. From your mouth to the exit of your body, it is 24 hours, max 24 hours. There should be an exit. Every process that goes through the digestion should take place. Your body should use the nutrients, and whatever is not necessary, your body should throw it out. It should be 24 hours. If you are not having that, this program is going to help you to correct that, right? So at least in a day, if you continue with this and you stick with the plan, you will be able to have 1 bowel movement a day, sometimes 2. If it's going more than 2, that is diarrhea. Something else is wrong. That one is also an abnormality. So we want to maintain. And you see, if you check the list on that thing, we have placed less emphasis on fruits and more emphasis on vegetables. The reason is that fruits will begin to purge you at some point. Why? They do not have any fiber. It's just liquid. You are passing in, and you're passing out. You need food that are high in fiber. Your fiber intake has to go up. If you are going to manage your weight properly, if you are going to prepare your body and make it an unconducive ground for diseases to grow, we will need to make sure that the food you ingest, they are fiber rich. So being fiber rich does not encourage fruit juice. And fruit juice does not encourage fiber rich food either way, right? If you want to have fiber rich food, then you should go for smoothies. Smoothie is going to give you the opportunity to ingest everything together, both the water, the fiber, everything in the fruit and the vegetables. You will be able to consume them. One other reason we are laying less emphasis on fruit is because we want to put your body in an alkaline state, not acidic state. 2 things that can encourage your body to be in acidic state: meat, beef. Animal protein is one of them. And then even when you don't do animal protein and you are doing so much of fruits, of fruit juices, your body tends to be on the acidic level. Why are we running away from acidic of being having an acidic system? Is because acidity is also one condition that must be satisfied before any disease condition can be initiated. We call all of that homeostasis, right? So your body will be acidic. Before cancer can thrive in anybody's system, I've said this to people, cancer develops before you see it blow out the way it blows out. It's a period of about 10 to 15 years that the body has been dealing with it and handling it successfully. So it gets to the point where the body can no longer handle it before it now becomes full-blown. So you see that the cancer cells, they begin to mimic other normal cells of the body, that the body's immune system can no longer identify them as cancer cells, or they grow to the point where they overpower or they overwhelm the immune system, and the immune systems are overpowered, and the cancer cells begin to spread. This is how cancer grows. No cancer starts in 24 hours. No cancer starts in 24 months. It's a process. Some people will be like, the cancer they just diagnosed her yesterday, and in 6 months, the thing don't kill and we don't die. It did not start 6 months ago. It was caught very late. The body is so intelligent that it has been dealing with this cancer situation for several years, but the person keep repeating the same thing that brought the cancer out. That is why the body could no longer cope at some point, which is what happens to people. If you keep feeding the way you are feeding right now, with the changes in our environment, with the changes in the world we live in, longevity is being threatened because of these changes. And our feeding pattern is not helping matters. So you can control your feeding pattern. You may not be able to control the changes in our environment. You can't fight for the climate. If you fight for the climate, you can control your own corner. You can't control what happens with your neighbor. Your neighbor can be a smoker and you are not a smoker. So you become a passive smoker because you can't change your neighbor. But you can control the things that goes into your system, how you feed. If you feed properly, you are able to exit toxic materials from your body. So the first thing in the morning, raw food. We describe raw food as taking juices, smoothies, salads, vegetable salads, food that are nutrient dense. Nutrient dense food. If you follow the last document which I sent, and I listed on the meal plan, I put some foods in red, and I said we'll be dealing with this food next week. So I will expect that while you are doing your grocery for this week, towards the weekend, you should stock up those particular food. Spirulina is one of them. Spirulina is one of them. Chlorella is one of them. These two are super rich food, and they are so helpful in detoxifying. Chlorella will detoxify for heavy metals. Heavy metals. So for some people, they need to get rid of some heavy metals within their system. Chlorella will do that. If you have kids, no, I'm not teaching you that. So you don't go and apply them on your kids. All right, Chlorella will do that, right? So, so we need to include that in the meal. But if you get them this week, these are things you can add to your smoothie to make your smoothie rich. You can add hemp seed to your smoothie. You can add black seed, flax seed. There are so many seeds that you can add. These seeds are nutrient dense, so they make your smoothie rich, both in adequate calories, then the nutrients the body is required to function for the whole day. So your body feeling hunger pangs or whatever would not even come to play. I have a particular smoothie I love to take. It's a combination of banana. Again, if you are diabetic, banana is not the way to go for it. If you are not, banana might be a good sweetener. If you put banana in your smoothie, you don't need to add any sweetener to it. And then some people have seen smoothies made with yogurt, all of those Mendes stuff. You don't need all of that right now. Make your smoothie. My own recipe for smoothie, my green smoothie goes with one banana, one avocado, one apple, green apple, then Tagalog milk. I do that. Then if I have all this spirulina or whatever, I put that into it, and that's my green smoothie. A cup of that will last me for an entire morning. In fact, sometimes 1 o'clock, I do not even know that I have not eaten. It is filling. Avocado is filling. So people sometimes be like, oh, avocado makes you to add weight. That's not true. It's filling. Yeah, it's going to suppress your hunger pangs. It gives the right calories and the right energy and the right nutrients. That is one thing avocado does. Then for women, avocado, I will explain that in another class, not today's class. That is talking about identifying food. When you want to identify food and know what food. Because when you see some food, you may not know what to do to you. There are 3 things we use to identify food. We call it the ABC code. A is for architecture, B is for Bible, and C is for color. Oh my God. I'm going off my script, right? I don't want to overload you with so much information, right? But in the next class, I will talk about the color code. I'll talk about the Bible code. I'll talk about the architecture code. But let me just give you the reason for avocado and the architecture code. Now, there are certain foods that resemble certain parts of the human body in their architecture. That is, either when you cut them or when you see them, they look like some parts of the human body. For example, when you cut carrots, you dissect carrots, you cut carrot transversely. You see that the carrot and the human eye, they have a resemblance, assemblage that looks the same way. And then carrot is known to contain beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is a precursor for vitamin A formation, which is required for good eyesight, right? So when I see the advert, children, which food is rich in vitamin A, and they say it's Indomie, those children have been taught wrongly, right? It's an advert. So they've been taught wrongly. The food that is rich in vitamin A is carrots, right? So you should load your kids with carrots, not with Indomie, right? I'm sorry I'm mentioning the name of a brand, but I'm just talking about an advert. So I'm not, So you want to look at the avocado. When you dissect the avocado, this avocado and its seed has the same architecture like a woman that is pregnant and has a baby on the inside, right? And then it takes the avocado 9 months to be ripe. It also takes a baby in the woman to be fully formed for 9 months. So God in his wisdom understands. I don't know how he does that. That is why he's God. I'm not trying to know, right? So my own is to know what it can do for me and then apply it. I don't keep troubling myself, right? So what has been discovered is that avocado has properties that can help women to control their hormones. And I advise, like when they say 1 apple a day keeps the doctor away, I advise women that 1 avocado a day will elongate your life and keep you and a doctor as friends forever. You may not need anything. Ovarian cyst, fibroid, several conditions that have to do with women issues are all issues of hormones. And so avocado on a daily basis will help to reset all of those. Will put your body in serious trouble because your 28-day cycle, your cycle is a mix of several hormonal change, hormonal distortion, hormonal imbalance, that is unfortunate that some women not knowing this again, now further distort their hormones. 1, by the things they eat, 2, by the skin and beauty care products they use, number 3, by the environment where they live. So their hormone system is further complicated and further distorted. So it becomes so impossible for them to maintain good health. You now see so many issues arising. So that's why you see, if you go to church, what are the people that you see there praying the most? Women. If you go to, women, right? It's just because that's the way God made women, right? Let me give you an example on infertility. When we come to infertility, there are 21 things that can go wrong with a woman. There are only 3 things that can go wrong with a man. Just 3 things. And if you're able to resolve those 3 things in any man, they're able to reproduce. But for women, you can imagine we have to sit down and address 21 things, 21 causes for infertility. You see, it's because of the hormonal effect, the effect of hormonal changes in women. And women we are all creatures of hormones, but women are more prone to their hormones than men. And that is the way God made women. Women are like, I give you this example. You see this old 504 vehicle or Volvo. How many of you still remember the old Volvo vehicle? If you carry that old Volvo right now, and somebody just buys a new 2020 model of Toyota, whatever, and they go to clash and eat each other, it's bye-bye for that Toyota 2020 model. The Volvo, good luck to him. He might just drive off the scene like nothing has even happened. That Volvo is a man. That is a man's body. The Toyota 2020, beautiful but delicate. That is the woman's body. That is the way God made them. The Toyota may have better functions, better features, more fascinating features, because that's where the balance lies. It's more fascinating, has more features, has more function. But when it comes to being rugged, that Volvo is more rugged. It could be manual, but if you clash that body, that system is gone. So that is the way it works. So when you understand that, you will know how delicate it is for you and how important it is for you to maintain your body, especially your hormone. All the things you do, skin products, or your skin, all those things you are bothering yourself about, they are not the main things to bother on. The main things to bother yourself on from today, let me just give you that one for free, are your hormones. If your hormones are in place, every other thing about you will align. Your skin will come out fine. Your hair will grow normally. Everything about you will grow properly. Now you see, from the age of, from youthful ages, women have been bombarded with things like cow milk and dairy products. Some of these dairy products are already ingested with hormone growth factors. These factors are given to these cows so as to grow them to fasten or quicken or accelerate their growth. For example, a cow that should grow within 2 years and begin to lactate will begin to lactate in 6 months. So you now see, when we feed our daughters and our boys also, but the result comes out first in our girls. We feed them with cow milk while they are growing up. That is why you are seeing the incidence of young girls at the age of 8, already they are growing breast. 9, if I've seen a 7-year-old girl that started menstruation, a menses, a period, by 7. What the danger there is that menarche, when you start menarche early, you are going to run into problem of life crisis very early. So it's like early to bed, early to rise. You start early, you exit early. In most cases, before such people get to the age of 25, if it's not ovarian cyst, if it's not fibroid, it's some other terrible conditions they grow up with. That is why when you go to see a doctor and you complain about fibroid, they want to ask you, when was your first menstrual period? At what age did you have your first menstruation? That is, they want to know how early you entered into your circle, into that phase of reproduction. The normal phase should be from between age 11, age 10, and 12. But that is not what we are seeing these days. And in the boys also, we are seeing the boys developing breast as well. From age 12, junior and daddy are wearing the same boxer size. And we think it's a size of good living. It is not. We are feeding them with growth factors. So that they grow up like what we call agric fowls. Is that what we call them, right? You know, so they're only big and lanky, but they have no inner strength. And then some boy in the village, they may not be as tall, but they are rugged, they are strong. It's a function of the hormonal growth factors ingested from cow and dairy products. Now, many countries of the world are already signing out of that. But unfortunately, Africa is still a dumping ground for most of these things because of the corruption of leadership, right? Because you just grease the palms of people that should regulate, and then they will allow those products to go on, and they will keep manufacturing them. So that is why I say you should be responsible for your own health. And so we have alternatives for plant animal-based milk, which is always my suggestion. And then you see them there. We listed almond, which all of these are plant-based, almond milk, coconut milk, hemp milk. There is one animal milk that is good, you know. Of course, they don't force those ones into that state, and those are goats. Goat milk. It is not as sweet as cow milk, but goat milk. Everything about goat seems to be good for man, for us, and for humans. Many things about them, yeah. They are closest in so many areas. If you see any goat product and it's organic, if you see them like I have a body wash. Is goat milk body wash. They are very good. They are natural, very good. Work well for your skin, work well for your body. If you see the soap, facial soap, there are things that you may want to consider in getting because their formulation is very close to the human skin. So there is little distortion, you know, going on there. So you could do almond milk, you could do coconut milk, you can do rice milk, you can do hemp milk, and my very, very precious one that I love, my son, when he takes that tiger nut milk, you know what he does? He will rub his tummy, and you will see the mark of the milk on his lips, and then he will rub them and say, "Life is good." So you can try it with your kids. Tiger nut milk with dates, right? So you could put ginger, right? Because the kids need to grow on ginger. Ginger will help to fight against any kind of inflammation, which is a major condition that kids go through. Tonsillitis, any of those things kids run through while growing up, they are all caused by inflammation. So introduce ginger, introduce garlic, introduce turmeric into their meals, and then you will stop the hospital visits for your children. The second phase that from 12 o'clock runs till 8 p.m., is assimilation. This is a phase where the body is able to assimilate food, that is, convert the food that has been ingested, and then extract those foods, and is able to make the nutrients there bioavailable for the body to use. The body does not know food. What the body knows are nutrients. So when you eat food, the body is trying to dissect all the various things you are familiar with and is looking for the nutrient inside that thing you have ingested. If there is no nutrient in them, what you are going to get is garbage in, garbage out. The reason nutrients are not there could be by the way those foods were grown, the way they were processed or preserved, and then the way you cook them. So any of these three processes could have removed nutrients from them. I usually give the example of salad and your vegetable soup, your eforiro. You know, before now, people make eforiro and then they boil it and boil it. After boiling it, they serve it. Now, if you eat that eforiro, you go to the bathroom, you're going to see the traces of that vegetable in your stool, in your poo. You're going to see you're going to pass it out. How many of us have seen that? How many of us experienced that? Right. But if you take salad, you have your cabbage, your cucumber, your lettuce, you put them together, you ingest them. I have not seen anybody. Somebody unmuted themselves. Please check and be sure that you are not unmuting yourself. Right. So you're gonna see your vegetables. I mean, you will never see your vegetables. I mean, your salad, your cabbage, your cucumber. You will never see their traces in your meal. Why? Because they are still raw. They contain digestive enzymes that even if your body cannot process the digestion, their own digestive enzymes are able to process the digestion in your system, which is the reason we are advocating raw food in the morning. So for your lunch, the body is looking for the nutrients. So if nutrients are there, the efforado that you ate, that you passed out, the reason you never found your body passed them out was because there was no nutrient in them. Everything that was in there is just garbage, and then it's garbage in and garbage out, and your body will just pass it out. I'm seeing questions. Please stay with me so that I will answer those questions that people are putting on the chat. There's a place that you can chat and put in your questions. So I'm gonna go through them after I'm done. Right. So in the afternoon that we have advocated you take cooked meals, the question is what kind of cooked meals should you take and how should you prepare those cooked meals? So when you go through the meal plan, you will see the suggestions that have been placed there for cooked meals. Now, the cooked meals, we are not just giving liberty. Like the first day, you see tubers. And then, so I'm saying tubers or roots. So tubers could be taro or, we call them taro roots here. They look like cocoyam, but they're not really cocoyam. Right? I will also send on the group, I'll put on the group pictures and names of some of these things that we talk about. So it's going to help you to really identify them. So I'm going to put them on the group. Now, so we have yam is a tuber. We have roots like potato, sweet potato. We have, those are stuff you can take, but cook them the right way. For example, you have no reason to peel your potato before you boil it. You should boil with the peel, right? After you're done boiling, as a matter of fact, if you want to live healthy, the one secret, eat your potato peel, especially the sweet one. The sweet potato, if you can. In fact, if you are diabetic, if you have diabetes, juice the potato raw, don't boil it. Dice it into pieces and then put it in your blender and juice it. That's your own juice. That could be your own early morning or your lunch, and drink it. Number one, just make sure you rinse it properly. It's sweet. The taste is sweet. So it's not tasteless. It doesn't have any funny taste, right? So it's something that will help diabetic patients. So if you have diabetes, sweet potato is a deal to go. If you cannot take it raw, now you can boil it, but boil it with the peel. And then when you are done boiling, then you can remove the peel if you cannot tolerate it. If you can't tolerate it, then go ahead and boil. Instead of frying, do more of grilling. Right, do grill, roast. That is grill, right? Yeah. Use the ovens you have, right? You want instead of frying stuff, there are people who can fry water. They can fry everything and anything, right? So okay, yeah, bake, yeah, you call it baking. Whatever they want to give to it, air frying too is also good, right? So don't rely on the use of vegetable. We use oil wrongly in Africa, especially Nigerians. We have abused the use of oil. And I will say this, we have a list there for oil that are tolerable that we can use. We have not listed vegetable oil there because it's not natural. I used to live in an area that was close to where they manufacture vegetable oil. If you know the smell that comes out, you will know that whatever it is you are putting on your table is not something good that will go into your stomach. And so we want to stick with oil that are plant-based. So we have listed quite a number of them. Extra virgin olive oil is a good one. Make sure it is the high quality one. It is not anointing oil. Anointing oil is not all edible. I have seen people who have fried eggs with anointing oil. It is Goya anointing oil. That is not extra virgin olive oil that is edible. You need to get the edible one, right? So when you get into a store, you will see it. And the warning there is this, that you cannot fry this oil at a terribly high temperature. People have asked me, so how do you make your stew? Do you know you can make your stew without oil? Yes, you can. You can make an oilless stew. But if you want to add oil compulsorily, after putting your spices, again, there is a long list of things to take away. You see, talk about MSG and the seasoning, and people will be asking the question, so how do you cook our food? How do we make it interesting and sweet? These are the reasons. Because people don't know. So they believe that, oh, it's a burning lifestyle. So you now see people who are coming up with all kind of diets. So don't worry, nothing will change in the way you are eating. We just eat the same way you are eating. You may lose the weight because you are doing portion control. You will lose the weight. But what you are losing out is that you are losing out the opportunity for you to address certain disease conditions in your body that have been placed there by your unhealthy eating. I can guarantee anybody, I can place money that anybody wants to go on a bet with me, $1,000, that by the end of this program, you are going to be 100 times healthier than you started. Almost all the conditions you listed will have been gone by the time we finish this program. If you want to place a bet, $1,000, we can go there, right? Just by the things we are going to be talking about here. I'm so sure of it. There is, after this program, when COVID is over, our training school is going to start. Somebody is still joining in. Yeah, so our training school, we're going to have a training school. And I was telling one of my managers, I said, look, my joy is to raise more people to do these things, to train them, let them understand this, because the more people are educated, the freer, the better for every one of us. So I'm not having to hide any trade secret from anybody. There is no trade secret anywhere. Just tell you the main truth. If you know it, it's a passion, and it can be a passion. If you have ever lost anybody, if you ever know what it is to lose a loved ones to sickness or disease that could have been prevented, if you ever have kids that are orphans, widowers, who died because of sicknesses that could have been prevented by common education, I think it will be a passion for you, no matter what level, no matter your training. I did microbiology. That was my area of study. So people say it's close to it. But one of the people I learned from was a computer engineer. That was all he did. Today, Nigeria Medical Association, they want to induct him into their Hall of Fame because of the things he's done. Some of his books are being studied in their universities in Nigeria, in their medical schools. And you can't fault it. If it's a passion for you, and you are passionate about seeing people fall sick and dying for no reason, this will be something you want to consider. So after COVID-19 is relaxed, we will have the training school. So, and then we want to raise more people that can do this. So it's something you can do, right? So if you can go through this phase and do these things, sickness would leave. And if you keep living this lifestyle, it is guaranteed that you are elongating your life. You are giving your life, you are giving yourself an extension of living, of livelihood, and you are making less money for your doctors, all right? So because you will understand what is going on in your body, and now you can handle them and treat them yourself. So how you prepare your food matters a lot. So I've spoken about, preparation, trying your roots and your tubers, how you make them. Then when we talk about your rice, so somebody asking the question, what do you mean by unpolished rice? Are there rice that are polished? Oh yes. Parboiled rice is polished. Parboiled rice is a common rice that we eat as Nigerians. And I dare say that Nigerians are probably the only people who eat parboiled rice. It is our food anywhere in the world. Step out from Nigeria to Cotonou, they don't eat parboiled rice in Cotonou. If you go to Niger or Cameroon, they don't eat parboiled rice. If I've lived in Kenya for like 3 months, for me to get parboiled rice, I have to walk and walk and walk and walk. So if I travel out of the country and I get to any place where they are studying parboiled rice, I know Nigerians are living in that area. A lot of them are living there, right? Because we seem to be the only people who eat parboiled rice a lot. And in Thailand, where this parboiled rice is produced, they use them to feed their cows and their animals. They don't eat them, right? So that's an example of a polished rice. Basmati rice, name of the rice, they are polished. What is polished is that their bran has been removed. Now, these are the reasons people mislabel carbohydrates. Because we eat the wrong kind of carbohydrates. The bran is removed, the whey is gone. So what we are having is processed carbohydrate that the body cannot really digest and use adequately for energy. So the body will only store them as adipose tissue. Then you begin to see the irregular growth. Now, what is unpolished rice is our native Ofada rice. And you'll find so many kinds of unpolished rice in stores, not just Ofada, rice that are grown. Just ask, you want unpolished rice. There are several of them that you can get. I don't know what burger is. Right? So I don't put all their names in my head, but I will find out if burger is unpolished or polished. But you can just Google it. Is burger polished rice or unpolished rice? So before you settle down with any kind of rice, go online, check them and see if it's polished. They even perfume some. I say that as a joke, right? People even go to perfume their rice. Why should you perfume rice? You want to eat food, you have spray perfume. Oh, burger is not rice, it is wheat. Is it polished? If it is polished, don't do with it. The same thing happens to wheat. Processed wheat is not good, it's not healthy. We want to take wheat, old wheat, we want to have it complete. So if you are taking wheat, it should be old wheat. The key is that try to eat food as close to nature as possible. Without if it's possible for you to eat your food raw as it's coming from the farm. Like, how many of you have ever eaten corn that is not cooked before? Fresh from the farm. You see, there is that sweet taste from it. It has a milky, there's a milky stuff. When you bite on that thing, you see, that milky stuff itself on its own is medicinal, has medicinal properties. By the time you boil the corn, it's not there any longer. Which is why you see Ibeini, apologies to those who don't understand Yoruba, we call it day-old corn. That is the corn that is plucked from the farm today. It's sweeter, it's nicer, fresher, even to taste, and it's healthier. Because the ones that have stayed a longer time in the barn, they've lost that sweetness, that freshness is gone. The freshness is coming because of their attachment to nature. They are still able to draw things out from the ground. That is the essence of that freshness. So you can as well help yourself by eating your food as close to nature as possible. If you can abide and work with that principle, you'll be fine. So like when you make your stew, after making the stew, it is then it's like you're anointing it with oil instead of frying your stew from the beginning. So make the oil the last thing you put in. So it doesn't boil for a long time, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, it is mixed already. Same thing goes for palm oil. You see people want to use palm oil. Now you've had them say palm oil makes people to hard weight. Have you had it before? It's because before people use the palm oil, they have bleached the oil. The oil has been bleached. Yoruba people are here, no. Ofe manu. Oil soup. Yoruba people they can sell the oil aside the soup. Have you ever, when we're growing up, you want to go buy beans. Those women who sell beans, they will say, sell me beans 20 naira and sell the water of the beans 10 naira. Right? So Yoruba people they can sell the oil in their soup, they can sell it separately. So to let you know how oily their soups usually are. And they have a way of frying and bleaching palm oil. To make a egusi soup, they bleach the oil. That is the reason palm oil has been labeled like, oh, it's going to, if you eat palm oil, it will make you to add fat. It will make you to fatten up. Because you've removed from the palm oil what is going to be useful for the body. So what you are ingesting is actually going to be stored up as excess fat. There is nothing wrong with our food. I say this again and again. When I was living in the United States about 2 years ago, I had so many Americans who transited from the American junkie diet to African food. In fact, I know those who even married Nigerians because of our food and their health. They knew they had given up because they knew that the way their doctors were treating and managing their health, they were going to die. So they had no option. Listening to me, they shifted over to our food, to our diet, eating our local food. African stores, African restaurants, you see the patronage of these people. They are trooping in there. And that is my fear for us in Africa, because very soon, they will begin to export our food back to us in Nigeria, and we'll be buying them. It's a matter of time. They will begin to make those food and they will exporting it back to us to buy. So we are running away from our own food. We are gravitating towards their own food. When fruit juice entered into Nigeria, a few years afterwards, OBJ became president, President Obasanjo, and they told him that the prices of fruit juice had gone up. He told them, he said, who is buying fruit juice? They are buying Five Alive. He said, who is buying those things? He said, go to the farm, pluck your orange, and then you have your Five Alive. People said he was wicked, but that was the nicest advice anybody could give to anyone. And you know one funny thing, I tell people this all the time, is the fact that the truly rich and wealthy people, they don't eat these things. They don't feed like that. If you enter into their houses, I don't know who is a family to any leader of Nigeria here, but the truth is that there is no Nigerian general who doesn't have a farm. None of them. Everything they eat is coming fresh from their farms. It will shock you that Dangote will not be eating all the things he's selling. The refined sugar, the refined salt. He might not be eating any of them. I asked this question. Have you ever seen somebody drive a Ferrari to a McDonald's park before? Or to a KFC joint? They have no business there. All these things are for people, the wannabes in Africa anyway. Here is a function of, I don't have time to cook, so I need the fast food to move on. You know, but they don't, you know, coronavirus, sometimes you look at the positive side. If that virus had started with poor people, it will not be taken as serious as it is. As it is being taken. Nobody cares. Let people be dying. Let the poor people die. If they die today, we will replace them to work in our factories. That is life. The Queen of England she's not being treated by regular orthodox medical practitioners. She's not. And at 95, she's still driving. How many of your grandparents will drive at 95? You have refused them from eating the food they are known with. You are supplying them with the food from Lagos. Not knowing that you are shortening their lifespan.
Yeah.
Which are the things that we are doing to our parents, even to our parents, that could have lived longer. We told them, come and live with us in Lagos. And then we take them away from the food that, you know, they have a garden, they have their farms where their vegetables are live, fresh. So the food, the body cannot properly do assimilation if the content of what the body is feeding on also, the cooked food is not right. So nothing is wrong with our natural, our native foods. Nothing is wrong with them. We should only pay attention to the mode of growing them, the mode of preservation, and our mode of cooking them. So when you look at the mode of cooking them, and you think that this one stays too long, for example, you know, they talk about pomo. You know, somebody is unmuted again.
The folder that you know they need to go and extract.
Yes.
Marlon was shocked that he said this is the first.
Okay, so I'm able to take that one out again. So you need to understand. So if you look at the food, how is it prepared, and then understand the mode of preparation. Look at the pounded yam, for example. If you look at the way pounded yam is done, you see the water from the yam, they still use it to pound the yam again. Kudos to those old people. They might not even know what they were doing. No, they have no sciences to back up the things they were doing. But those were the secret of those things that kept them alive and made them to live longer. And people are dying younger now. You see, I use this analogy. You know, the churches in Nigeria, when they began to tell you the witches are in the village. The people in the village are living longer. You people in the city, you are dying younger. So where is the true witch? Where are they? They are right here with you in the city. But the things you eat and feed on, right? So that is about assimilation. And the last phase, which is from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. is rejuvenation. And what happens at this last phase is that the body is repairing and replacing. Repairing, replacing. Repairs, replace, goes on. Rebuilding, new cells. Every day, 50 billion cells die in our body. And 50 billion new cells are replaced. Replace the dead ones normally. But if you do not have adequate sleep, which is why I said sleep and digestion, they play vital roles when it comes to managing weight properly, right? So if you do not sleep very well, your body does not have enough circle to the time your body requires to be able to complete the work of replacement and repair. will not be enough. For example, let's say your body requires 8 hours sleep to replace completely and finish replacement, but you only sleep for 4 hours. You're like somebody that took his car to the mechanic workshop, and then the workshop people says, we will need 8 hours to fix this vehicle before you can put it back on the road. But after waiting for 2 hours, you said, I'm in a hurry, I need to go. And they have removed some nuts, some bolts, and all of that. So in a hurry, instead of fixing back 4 bolts, 4 screws, they put 2 there. And then you get on the road and you keep driving. This is the way many of us are living our lives, when you do not sleep adequately. Now, during this phase, the body is repairing. It will go around, check all the cells, check all the tissues. Again, everything starts with the cells. So dead cells, they will exit the body. Those dead cells, they are the ones that are pushed over to the following morning, to the following phase. It's a cycle, mind you, which is the phase of detoxification. The dead cells, the dead materials, the waste products, they are all pushed out to the following phase for detoxification. So when you wake up in the morning, if your body has done the proper repair work at night, your body should be telling you that you need bowel movement to go to the toilet and do something worthwhile. But if you have not eaten good food, your body didn't carry out enough job. So when you wake up, there is nothing to pass out. They did not work. Why? They had no materials to work. The people that you supply the materials, they went on strike. So what you're going to get is, nothing. No building, no replacement, no repair is carried out, or it was not carried out in full, so to speak. So it was carried out halfway. So all of these are what initiates disease processes in the human body. If you can work against that progression, then you'll be fine. And if you can work in tandem with that circle, definitely you'll be fine. So why do we say that don't eat cooked meal at night? Because your body won't be able to process them. So at night, when your body should be focused more on rejuvenation, your body will be focusing on digestion. So that's why when you eat every meal and you go to bed, you just begin to turn and begin to count the ceilings. Do you know that at the end of the day, the food will digest in your system, though you turn and turn and turn and turn? Yeah, it's going to go off. It will only take a longer time. And then your body, because you did not sleep, repair work did not take place in your body. What took place was digestion. So you have lost a whole night. So you have lost 50 billion cells. You see, when you wake up in the morning, if you want to know how cells are dropping from your body, your mattress, your bedspread, your bedspread, your mattress, your cover, your bedspread, dust it. Or if you want to know, go and soak it in water. The one you just washed from the washing machine, bring it out, and you sleep on it overnight. When you wake up in the morning, soak it in water and look at the water. You will see all the thick, the filmy water that is coming out from there. All of those came out from your body. Dead cells, dead skins, passing out. And that is what happens in your body every day. You are passing out, you are shedding cells. Just like snakes, we shed their skin. After like 3, 4, 5 months, they shed their skin. Humans, we shed our skins almost every day. And like I was saying on Saturday, at the end of the year, it's a happy new you. In 12 months, you will have changed completely everything about your system. So that is how the DAR circle, that circle is called DAR. D for detoxification, A for assimilation, R for rejuvenation, DAR. That is how that circle functions, and that is how it works. And exploiting the way it works can be of great advantage to our health, to weight management, to recover from any disease condition, or to reverse any disease condition. So that is what that meal plan entails. I do not want you to be crazy about meal plans and about diets. What you should be crazy about is the education and understanding what your body is doing. When you understand that, you will not be running, it is keto diet today, you will run for keto diet. Tomorrow it is chemo diet, you will go for chemo diet. Next tomorrow it is organic. So you'll be tossed to and fro. But when you understand what your body is going through per time, it's going to guide you. We call this healthy eating. That's what it's called. And so many professionals understand this. So that's why you see some doctors will not subscribe to any diet, just look at them, they just laugh. They themselves will not even know what exactly is a clean and pure diet, right? But they know that all these fat diets, they do not work. If they work, at some point, they have some long-term effect on the people who engage them. Somebody had asked me, is this a vegetarian diet? No, 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 and no. It is not a vegetarian diet. You will see a 40 roll and assorted meat somewhere there. Actually, that day is your day to cheat. That meal is your cheat meal. So I just put that there. You do assorted and assorted or goofy, whatever. But again, eat moderately. I think you should be having like about 2 cups. No, 1 cup. It should be 1 cup of that efori. If I want to eat that night, then there's a place for pepper soup with fish. Now, for fish, we recommend you do scaly fishes. All right. Excuse me. We recommend you do scaly fishes, and those are fishes that have scale. Reason is that on the IC, a whole lot of pollution is going on there, right? Fishes with scale, because of their scale, they are able to shed off and absorb less of the pollution. Detoxification is very key. So we do not want to overburden or put or introduce back into our systems toxins again. Let's not be like, as you are sweeping the house, you are still pouring in sand. It doesn't make any sense. That is going to be an exercise in futility. So for this purpose, I recommend tilapia, I recommend croaker fish. Croaker fish especially comes in handy, and some other fish that are scaly in nature, right? So don't go and sit down like those point and kill that they do in Nigeria. You know those point and kill, where people eat a whole big fish, massive fish. I said today they say we should eat peppered fish, pepper soup fish. Then don't do that, right? Eat them moderately, eat them in order. I would recommend 2 slices, of that, right? So the water intake. Somebody asked me about water intake. How do we drink water? Do we have any? If you overdrink water, you will have garbage in, garbage out. We are going to have, I will allow you to do water therapy for 1 day in the course of this diet. Let me let out another secret. During these 3 months, like these 3 weeks, you will probably have gone through every diet that is known in the world. I say you will have maybe and you will do maybe 1 day, 2 days, but you won't know, and I won't tell you. I wouldn't tell you, but you will have done that, because the truth is that if you understand healthy eating, almost every diet is just being picked from one aspect of healthy eating or the other, except that they just go to one tandem, to one extreme. That is just the difference. So is the extreme we are not trying to go into here, and we want to maintain a balance. So it's not a vegan diet, it's not a keto diet. At some point on a particular day, everything that you'll be taking will be working towards ketogenesis. Ketogenesis is very healthy. It is proved, it is science-based. But the truth is that we cannot force people to start consuming 6 eggs in a day. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So like I said, garbage in, garbage out. If you force these things on your system, it will flush it out without any purpose. So you may lose the weight because you stopped eating. That's what I'm saying. You starve your body, and then some other things could happen. I agree with that. But if you do that, then do it the right way. All right. So let me look at all the questions that have been posted on the chat. Please, can you elaborate on the watermelon blend for breakfast? All right. Thank you very much for that question. Watermelon, please and please, don't mix watermelon with any other fruit or any other vegetable. Watermelon should be eaten alone. We have this saying, we say that if you cannot eat watermelon alone, leave it alone. Right. So you should eat it alone. And how do you eat it alone? And to maximize the benefits of watermelon, you should eat the entire watermelon from bark to seed. From bark to seed. When we treat the food identification, you will understand why you should eat from bark to seed. Under the color code, I told you about that, ABC, just put that in the back of your mind. ABC code, ABC, architecture, Bible, and color. All of these are the things you need. They help you to understand what nutrients and what benefits a particular food, fruit, or vegetable can confer on you. I was going to talk about the herbal one, but I won't do that. I won't go into herbal biology for this. That's advanced class, right? So because there is also a code to understand certain herbs and what they can also do, you know, by understanding certain features about them, even by starting them from afar. For example, any herb or any food or any grass that is green in nature, I keep saying this, somebody who has asthma forgot their inhaler at home, they had an attack, whatever thing that is green, that is edible around them, let them just go and grab it, squeeze it, take the juice. Why? Chlorophyll is a bronchodilator. Chlorophyll is a green pigment in plants. Our own is melanin. In plant, it is chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is the green pigment in plant that make them to be able to manufacture food in the presence of sunlight and in the presence of oxygen. No, sorry, is it carbon dioxide? What do we breathe in again? I've forgotten. All right, it's oxygen, right? We breathe oxygen because it is what we breathe out that the plant needs. So I've forgotten that. I shouldn't forget that. That's simple biology. All right. Okay. So so that chlorophyll is a power source, a powerhouse. It has some other benefits. So we understand that for anything green. That's also part of the color code, right? So watermelon, clean it very well. Use your vegetable sponge to clean it. Run it under water. Why? Probably they've used insecticide to spray it and grow it. So you don't want to ingest that. So you run under water, use your vegetable sponge, not the sponge using washing your plates, just to rub the back and clean it properly. Then dissect it. I recommend you use just 1/8, not even, you cut it one side into half, one side, that's making it 4, then one other cut, that is 1/8. 1/8 of the watermelon. Even that 1/8 might be too much for some people. So you may want to cut that 1/8 also into half, making it 1/16. So what you are getting at the end of the day is that you have the back, the green part. After the green part, there is a whitish layer there. After that whitish layer, another greenish, after the green part, there's another greenish layer from there to white. From white, then you begin to enter the pinky part. Then the seed, which is brownish in nature, the seed is rich in omega-3 oil, which the body requires, right? So it is this you want to consume. Now, what do? Your blender will not be able to undo it, or your food processor. You are going to kill it. So you now take your knife, you chop that 1/8 or 1/16 into small pieces, very small pieces, so that your blender can be helped. You put everything into your blender or into your food processor and you juice it. I mean, you blend it, not juice now. Don't juice it, you blend it. So everything as it's coming out from there. Also, always remember when you are blending, you're making your smoothie, try to put ice cubes, because the heat at the turn of your blender blade is also capable of denaturing the nutrients in those fruits. So we want to preserve them. So you put ice cubes. Apart from that, also, it also aids, it improves the quality in taste. If it comes out cold and chilled, it's tasty. So I've seen so many parents who will tell me, oh, the kids don't like it. They will like it if it comes out chilled. If it's not coming out chilled, just give them after the thing. His name is warm. They look at what's wrong with this woman? They will look at you with what kind of eye. But if you do it in a nice way, your kids will be the ones to be begging you, we must eat. When are we having smoothie? When are we having tiger nut milk? When are we having? These kids are smart. They know what is good. We are the ones that have just fed them wrongly with the wrong stuff, right? So that is one thing that we can do. So you can, okay, so it's one thing that you can do. So put the ice cubes, then blend it, then pour it into your juice cup or into your water bottle, and then you begin to take it. You can gulp it at one sit, but I don't advise that. You can't even do it. So just begin to sip as you go through the day. You can do that for 2 hours. You're not, two things will happen. You can't go hungry. Number 2, it's going to help your bowel movement. It detoxifies your system. So it helps in detoxification. Then it fortifies you with nutrients. Vitamin C, a lot is there. It's also a good source of antioxidants. So it's just all good for you. And it's always good for that phase of the morning. So that is a powerful and a very healthy breakfast that you can take, right? Let me take one more question. Can we have the watermelon blend before or after the ginger, lemon, apple cider, the 3 combo? They say we should be calling it the 3 combo or Eba combo or Eba pack. Somebody suggested those names. So we are still looking. We pass that across to the recommendation committee. They can help us to give it a good name. Yeah, you can have the watermelon blend. My advice is that the 3 combo should be your first drink on an empty stomach. For us to get it done properly. On an empty stomach, you wake up in the morning, let that be the drink to start up your tummy. Ginger, garlic, and then I think I put on the group chat the method of preparation, the recipe for it. So you can please go with that. 2 cloves of garlic, 1 ginger, 1 turmeric. And people have asked me, I have powdered garlic. Please and please, let me say this here. You can do powdered turmeric, but I do not subscribe to you doing powdered garlic. I have seen people who have produced garlic, they said they have removed the odor. It is that odor that is garlic. So if you remove it, you're on your own. How do you handle the odor? Cinnamon. That's why you should introduce cinnamon into it. Cinnamon suppresses that odor, even in your mouth, even after you've taken the drink. There are several ways. If you can do pineapple, pineapple too can suppress the odor. There are ways about it. So don't go and buy the one that does not have the odor and you say you have garlic. You don't have garlic. What you have is just something else that has been worked on, right? So after that drink, you can now do your watermelon and then drink that watermelon for the day. That 3 combo drink also can also be used for the day. You can drink that throughout the day. If you're on a fast, you can do it, or you don't have time to do a breakfast. It's enough breakfast. Your body does not know about gari, rice, cereal. It's just nutrients. If those nutrients are present in the drink, your body is okay. It's good to go. So it's only your psychology that things that you need to eat. Some people, if you have some people, someone we were having this training somewhere, and the person said, "You mean this is all I should be eating? I do heavy work. I do heavy work. My body will be shaking." I told him, I said, "Go and try it. If your body shakes, come back. I will give you a refund of your money." You know what he came back to tell us? He said, if discover that is because that's what you will discover. You will feel your body getting lighter and you will feel a surge of energy. What is happening is that your mitochondria producing energy has been freed of congestion. So it's able to produce more ATP that your body can use. This is what this kind of eating we do at the end of the day. All right, so let me see questions. You make your yogurt yourself at home. Can you use it for your smoothie? Well, if you make it yourself at home, I recommend Greek yogurt because it has been triple strained. That is why we recommend Greek yogurt if you have to. But again, ensure that you are in a country where their dairy industry is well regulated. Please, for breakfast of day 2, do we blend raw quinoa with almond milk? No, you soak it like cereal, like you soak your cornflakes. That's easy, right? You put the quinoa, you put the milk, and then you ingest it. You can add raisins. You need to get raisins right now. Raisins will enable you to eat most of these things without you feeling awful with their taste. But as you advance, you will not even need raisins anymore. So your salad, your vegetables, sprinkle them with raisins. I don't used to like broccoli. There is somebody on this program. We went together. We dined out on Saturday evening, and so I saw the things on their menu. My problem when I go out to eat is that I tend to spend more time reading the menu because I'm looking out for what I'm going to eat that will agree with my body. So I saw the broccoli salad. I said, let them bring me the broccoli salad. It's going to be on the menu for next week. What is the broccoli salad? Broccoli, 2 handfuls of broccoli. They had a pumpkin seed in it. They had raisins in it. And then their cream, I may not agree with their cream. I'm going to also give you a recipe for salad dressings. There is one salad dressing that will be in our meal for next week. It's called cilantro dressing. So cilantro, some of these things they are key things that we need to, you will need in the menu to help with liver problems. The reason for the sickness of many people is their liver. The liver is no longer functioning the way it should function because it has been bastardized over the years. and it can be corrected without any medication. With just with all of this is, we are saying they can be corrected. So when they brought the broccoli, I saw it, I was like, seriously? I ordered for the second plate because it was really impressive. Like, okay, so and I was like, okay, what have they done differently? The addition of raisins into the broccoli, and then they stir fried the broccoli. So that was just what made it work. And I was like, fine. If this is how they make broccoli every day of my life, I'll be eating one. And you see, broccoli is so needed. If you have crossed the age of 35, you need broccoli in your life, just like you need avocado, at least in a day. But the way people prepare them, they make people scared and you don't want to near them. Like, I don't like that. Get me better food. There are things that we can do, right? So if you do, your quinoa can be used with almond milk. Goat cheese. Where do we get tiger nuts in Canada? Somebody just opened a factory for, if you're in Toronto, there's a lady who had gone and gotten approval from the government of Canada to start. In fact, she will start bottling it. Maybe after COVID is over. They are not even Africans. Tiger nut is native to Africa. Now, these people are already going there to grab it. In America, there was a day I made a mess of them at Whole Foods. And I was like, you guys don't know what tiger nut meat. They went to call the guy who is in charge of their grains and their seeds and their nuts. This guy has been doing this job for only God knows how many years, 30, 35 years, thereabout. He has never heard of tiger nut before. And I pulled out my phone. I went to Google. Google, give me image of tiger, and I showed it to him. He said, really? You mean there is a nut like this? I said, yeah, there is. And tiger nut was one of the things that the missionaries, those ones, the white people who came to Africa, that survived the plague of malaria and the other things. Tiger nut was one of the things they lived on that made them survive it. Tiger nut, very healthy. So I don't know, just go online and Google and see whether you can get somebody who can supply you in Canada. All right. In Whole Foods, they don't stock it. I don't know now if they do, it's been long. Or try Planet Organic. They might stock it there. Somebody say, can I just fast? Why are you just fasting? No. Skipping of meals are not allowed. Please don't skip your meals. We don't want to encourage that. Why not have the online school? Some of us are interested. All right, we would work on that. We will look into having the online school. The problem is that online school is more, online classes, online study is more tedious than our on ground. That's what I've discovered. If you see people who do distant learning programs, online, it's more tedious. You have more materials to read, and but we will try and see what we can do to do that. I will talk with the team. I'm seeing brown rice or whole grain rice as examples of, brown rice is an example of unpolished rice. Very, 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 very true. Very true. Brown rice. For brown rice, let me warn you, the taste is not like the taste of our father rice. It doesn't taste too good. And the cooking method also, you need to learn how to cook it. So it doesn't come out like, is it tuwo? What do you call tuwo right now? It doesn't come out with a lot of water and then it's kind of soaky. You need to learn how to boil it properly. Roasted yam in my village can be, yes, so roasted yam without even stew, without anything. Does that mean it's not good to have cereal as breakfast? Yeah, you can do cereal as breakfast, but what kind of cereal are you doing for breakfast? So that is why I have listed quinoa, and then you have granola, quinoa. Mind you, again, they can both be abused. So you need to eat them moderately. Your granola bar, it can be abused. You can eat them and they give you a high level of carbohydrate. So eat them moderately. They are high in calorie too. So the reason I even like that is because of the children. Kids have a way of burning their calories very fast, carbohydrate very fast. So like, instead of the cornflakes that already have preservatives, they have colorings, all those pop, whatever, what do you call it? Pop, whatever, feed them on things that are organic and then they come out healthy. Maybe we should do that today. You are scared. You shouldn't be scared. The purpose is not to scare you. The purpose is to enlighten you. Can you cook the combo for a week and leave in the fridge? Yeah, whatever it is. Again, your apple cider vinegar should be in your refrigerator. Whatever it is, you can put in the fridge. and keep it there. As long as it's in the fridge and you don't have NEPA in the part of the world where you live, I think you will be safe. As long as it's in the refrigerator, there is no process, there is no, microbial processes are limited, so to speak, when they are refrigerated. Can we have the menu on time like Friday? Yes, we are going to do that. Later by Friday, the menu will be released so that you can shop towards the following week. Broccoli and avocado, yeah, very, very good. They will make your life better. If you can't find tiger nut, is there an alternative? Yes, almond milk is an alternative. Coconut milk is also an alternative. Tiger nuts and dates are also aphrodisiacs. Yeah, you produce more babies. Please, can we have the next meal plan 2 days ahead? Yes. How about fasting for spiritual purposes? Will it affect this plan? That person joined late. I addressed that at the beginning. No fast. If you are fasting, the 2 meals you are taking out will be your breakfast and your lunch, right? And I say that I do not advocate fast that will make you to go dehydrated. That is a fast that will tell you not to take water. Fasting is not to change God. Fasting is changing you. So you are not bribing God whether you fast or not. So there is a need for us to have a proper understanding of what these things are so that we can apply them to our health. Again, if your body is not in good shape, I do not think fasting should be something you should just do like that. I think this year, when the regime was going to go on the long fast, they had to begin to release guidelines because they discovered people were dying. People were dying on fasting. Those are people who are dying on the spot. There are people who are dying internally. Fasting should be a spiritual exercise, and also it could be a health exercise that should make you heavy if you do it correctly. No fast that should make you dehydrated should be embarked on, right? So you need water. And so instead of just ordinary water, you can make the 3 combo your water, and that's part of your fast. And then you know that you are going to break your fast by 4 o'clock, and that will be the only cooked meal for the day. So if you want to take anything later in the evening, it will be snack. Of course, if you break your fast by 4, 5 o'clock with a cooked meal, I do not see how you want to eat any other thing again. I don't know how you eat anyway, but that will be the end of food for that day. Whatever we have to take will be vegetables and snacks and fruits. So it doesn't stop you from fasting. Raw oats in smoothie place. Yeah, you can do raw oats if it's organic raw oats. Oatmeal, golden morn, no. If you live in Nigeria, at some point they took out a particular flavor of the golden morn, the natural one, and they began to produce flavor. And now I went ahead to read more about the flavorings. They were not actually healthy for kids. I will not subscribe to golden morn. Oatmeal, if it's organic, you are good. Is that all? Oat pancake. Yeah, if you're a lover of pancake, there is a company called Red Mills. Red Mill you'll find their products in, I think I just typed it there. All right. You'll find their product in, it's all over here in North America. I think they're also in the UK. There are some stores in Nigeria who stock their product as well. They've been able to put into flour several cereals. They've been able to blend cereals, millets, all of them into flour, so you could use them for pancake. My kids love that, especially. They love that pancake aspect of it. So you could do pancake with oats, but they are all oats, organic oats, not oats that have been processed, not coca oats. Oats that have not been processed. So they've been able to blend them into powder form, then you can use them. You can also turn them like you turn your swallow. Some of them can be turned and you eat them like you eat your swallow. So in place of just, we don't have too many food. After eba, amala, pounded yam, what else? That's all. Wheat. But go to Red Mills and see the array of, flour products that they have. You could use that in place of the normal ones that you have, the eba, the gari, you could replace them with it. So you have a variety of food. You can turn them like a swallow and eat with your vegetable. Almond flour is also good. I just mentioned that. They have it. Red Mills have that as well. I make my oat pancake with banana and with egg. If you do not have diabetes, banana is good. Egg is good if you are sure that if you are sure of the birds that lay the eggs. Fine. If they are free range, if they're organic, if they are raised organically, not birds that have been raised with antibiotics, like catfish. A lot of catfishes people are eating in Nigeria today, they are raised on antibiotics. The antibiotics, when you ingest those fish, you ingest the antibiotics as well. They also have a side effect on you that is consuming them. Yeah, oat milk can be done to swallow. Yeah, right. Yeah, blend it as well. Yeah, for swallow, it is just 1 cup. And please, when I say 1 cup is 240 meals. And then, okay, 1 feast. Let me make it easy. Make a feast. This is a feast and the size of your swallow. Anything above this, you are overeating. So please do not overeat. Can we replace the salad for dinner with cabbage or eggplant bonded with phylum husk to make swallow? Oh yeah, you can replace and swap some of these meals. They're not cast in stone. You can replace what is in breakfast for dinner. The only one you cannot change is the one in that lunch column. You cannot put that lunch into dinner or put the lunch into breakfast. Let it remain cooked meal in that column for the period of this. It is hard. I will just go with 1 cup. Okay, go with 1 cup. That's okay. Can we mix ginger, turmeric, garlic a day before and store? Yeah, I said that you can do that, so it doesn't become a very every morning ritual for you. You do not have the time, to do that in the morning. I think I've answered the question that we have, right? So the timetable is out there, and we're going to keep to it and be strict with it. One of the reasons we have refused to open the WhatsApp group is because of abuse. Some people do not know. We just see people sending that kind of messages that are not even related. It is then we receive videos from COVID-19 and somebody will be threatening us to pray, to spread, or we die. If we don't want to die, we should spread it to many people, and they too will forward it. So we don't want to have such messages on the group. That is the reason. What is on Sunday breakfast? Somebody saying I should explain Sunday breakfast. Let me see. I open this thing now. Where is it? 1 second, please. Let me see what's on Sunday breakfast. Okay, Sunday breakfast. Oh yeah, that's easy. Tiger milk. So if you cannot get tiger, you can replace with coconut milk, almond milk, rice milk, or hemp milk. If we go into some of the stores, you will find hemp milk. Hemp is so good. They are one of the fish. Oh, somebody is waiting to enter. I'm sorry. Hemp milk is one of the milk. We are going to be making emphasis on hemp milk, hemp seed, a lot. So you can get hemp milk. It's going to be healthy. It's going to be necessary for you. So you can replace the kind of milk with that if you do not get it. So what I say, dates. Okay, maybe that is the after the person doesn't understand. Dates. Dates is common. It's everywhere. Dates is a sweetener that you can use in place of all the sugary products and sugar and the artificial sweeteners that are all around town. You don't need those artificial sweeteners. We have recommended the list of sweeteners that will be good for you in the course of this. I haven't heard now that they've started producing dates in powdered form in Nigeria. I have not seen it here, but I'm sure it will be somewhere because it's easier to even make it in. You can even make it in powdered form yourself, right? All you have to do is to use your hair fryer or your dehydrator. That's a machine you might need to get. You dehydrate it, it becomes flake. Once it's flaky, you process it, you match it, and then you sieve it. It comes out fine. But I would prefer you to make a syrup out of it, because if you make a syrup out of it, you have everything in whole. How do you make a syrup out of it? Is that you soak it like 2 to 3 hours. You soak it in water, and then after soaking it, you remove the seed from it, and then you put it in your. After removing the seed, you put it in your blender with a little water, and then you blend it. It comes out in syrup form. In that syrup form, you can now begin to apply it. It should replace your maple syrup that you use in eating bread. It's sweet, the kids love it, and it's healthy, right? So that is the explanation. So your tiger nut milk, you put that date syrup into it. That is the explanation for that breakfast. After the ACV drink, is it a must to do the celery and carrot juice breakfast? No. Follow the, if you have read the breakfast, you're talking, that was the general a guideline that we put out 2 days ago. That is where you have the celery carrot juice before breakfast. It's not a must, right? You can follow what is on the meal plan and then follow that. It's not a must, but celery is very good. It's something you would need to incorporate into your meal at some point. You really need to incorporate celery, parsley into your meal, coriander into your smoothie. You will need them. cilantro, you will need that. Asparagus, astragalus, you will need them because this helps to detoxify specific organs of the body. These are organs that once they are gone, they are gone. There's no way you want to liver transplant. I don't know why you want to do that one. So a lot of things are going wrong because these organs are wearing out, they are aging. Wear and tear is meeting most of them in our body, and we don't know. So they are responsible for the excess weight gain. They all say, oh, it's because of age that this is happening. No, it's because certain organs responsible to keep our bodies functioning are already aging. So all of these things will naturally stimulate them and bring them back to life. All right, so I think we don't have any other question. Somebody is saying most of the veggies can be found in Nigeria. That is not true. It's because you have not looked out for them. This is an example I will give to you. When you buy a particular brand of a car, or when you have an interest in the brand of a car, it is then you will notice that that brand is everywhere. You will keep seeing that brand. It is what you look for that you will find. If I tell you that on Allen Avenue, those of you who grew up in Lagos, who know Ikeja very well, on Allen Avenue, from Okwebi to that Allen Junction, there are 48 mango trees there. Would you believe? You wouldn't believe now because you weren't going out to look for mango trees. But there are 48 mango trees on that road. I don't know if they have removed them now. But we counted. So it's just an experiment to let you know that it is what you look for that you will see. So this is the clue. When we post, I will post the pictures and the images. We'll put out the pictures and the images of those fruits. So you go to those malams. Those malams call them with a different names. Some of the malams don't even stock them because people don't buy them from them. So when you go there, there's a guy in my 12, I'll try and see if I can still get his number. He gets his supplies directly from Jos. And then for you in Nigeria, I will also give you a number of a lady who lives in Jos. And then she sends all these, you know, we call them exotic fruits in Nigeria, but here they're everywhere, right? So you will get them. You will get them. I will give you a number, and then she can, if you are a group and you live probably in Lagos, she can send them. I think she also does delivery. By now, our delivery network is sound. So she'll just charge you a token for delivery. She can be sending you this on a weekly basis. So the supplies you need. So just send her the picture. This is what you need. They know the name these things are called and where they are grown. There are only a very few of them that are not in Nigeria. They are out there in Jos. They are there. But people don't buy them in Lagos. So that's why the malams don't bring them down. And some are already in Lagos, you know. But then if you're in Lagos, you want to find them, go to Lebanese stores, Chinese stores, Lebanese stores, Chinese stores. Around the Indians, the Indian stores in Ilukweju, you will find some of them there. Because these people, these are the things they live on. They can't do without them. So that is for our Nigerian audience. For people who live over here, in North America and the UK, they are everywhere. At Grocery Lady on Instagram. Okay, you can check that. Please, somebody just give you an hint. The person I know, her name is Gloria. I want is Glow. Something Glow, right? But you can try that one. Somebody just gave you a link. I also put that one too on the group as well. So you can try several options, right? Can we have recordings of these educative classes on Zoom, please? Yeah, it's being recorded. So after the session, we'll make it available, especially for people that could not attend. We are still having problems. We have about 50 in this class, and the whole group is about 80 something. So we have 30 people who cannot attend, maybe by virtue of their job. And then I'm trying to see how we can move this away from Monday. By next week, it's going to be probably on Sunday. So to be Sunday evening for people in UK and in Nigeria. For people in North America, it will be 2 p.m. That will be afternoon. For us in Canada, it's going to be 12 noon. So we try to moderate it so that we give opportunity for people to attend. I know people will go to work, but this has to be done today so as to explain all of the other things. Then the other part of the class that we run, please participate. When we throw the discussion panel open, any question you have, please ask. If you have anyone that is urgent, the numbers are there. You can reach me on the numbers. And then we're going to have some other people join the admin for the group. And then we're also going to break the group, the entire group into a group of 5. That we have a group head for the sake of accountability. And then we will start submitting, reviews will be done to them. For example, the video that will be released tomorrow, The video is meant for us to, you listen to the video. We are going to discuss the video, and then you will tell us what's your own deduction from the things that you listen to on the video. All of these are just activities for us to understand properly all the things that we are doing. All right, so I think we've spent 2 hours. I intended we were going to spend 1 hour. Thank you very much, everybody, for finding out time to be here. I do hope that you all took your measurements and you take this class very serious. It's going to be very interesting. I promise you it won't be boring, and then we'll be with you all the way. Thank you, thank you. So we can leave the class and we can unmute. All right, bye-bye. Okay. Thank you, bye. Bye, everybody.